I am so happy. Do you want to know why? Because Jehovah God has given me the Bible in ASL, which is sign language, to help me understand.
A 15-year labor of love, Jehovah's Witnesses released the first American Sign Language Bible to the deaf community in early 2020, a translation milestone inspiring organizations and the local community.
For us, it's been a 15-year journey, and we can finally say it's complete.
It's so exhilarating to be able to have the entire Bible in ASL. I enjoy being able to watch it, to research. It's all ready for me there. When it wasn't translated into American Sign Language, I had to wait so long, and I waited patiently until it was completed.
Almost 900,000 complete Bibles have been downloaded. 2.4 million complete Bible books have been downloaded, and 41 million individual chapters of this ASL translation have been downloaded. So it's affected many, many more than just Jehovah's Witnesses. Because in this country, those who speak ASL, those who use ASL, only amount to about 10,000 in congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses. And only about 2,500 of them are actual deaf, from the deaf community. The rest are those who support them in their congregations.
Sign language translation is unique. The visual language requires translation from text to video.
His image of what the Bible is trying to say to us should be the same as a person reading the Bible in English or any other language.
As a sign language interpreter here in Nevada, I work very hard to try and give an accurate interpretation. But interpreting is kind of like art. You're doing it without having information beforehand versus the effort that goes into a translation like the New World Translation. The Bible provided for the deaf could not have come at a better time.
The ASL Bible team were the first to use a live review panel to ensure a high-quality product that was easy to be understood by the viewer.
So when they did a translation of a text that was so literal that it could only be understood literally, it was often very illogical. And it often meant that the sign language translation team had to go back to the drawing board and come up with a revised text that would be more understandable.
Our translation system is more thought for thought rather than word for word. So the concept, they're making sure there's no missing concepts or added concepts. But if that thought can be conveyed in an accurate way, in a meaningful way, that's what it's all about.
Members in a local sign language congregation here in Las Vegas shared their thoughts on how they felt after viewing the American Sign Language Bible for the first time.
As a child of two deaf adults, I identify linguistically and culturally with the deaf community. What I choose to do for my secular work is I'm an American Sign Language interpreter. But as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I choose to use the bulk of my time focusing on a career in teaching the Bible. Over the years, that has been very difficult at times because having access to the Bible in written form doesn't reach their hearts in the same way as watching it, especially in the last few months, well, the last year really, because of the pandemic. The isolation is more severe for members of the deaf community, and so their mental health, their emotional health has been impacted. And so having access to these Bible scriptures which bring comfort is a huge joy to see.
Hello, my name is Richard. My name is signed like this. I am 8 years old and I am deaf. As the father of a deaf son and as immigrants, when we moved here to the United States, it was very difficult. In 2019, we moved here to the city of Las Vegas and received great support. So we decided to move to an American Sign Language congregation so we could help our son.
The very fact that this is the first Bible that's available freely to anyone that wants to use it, even if they don't agree with what we say about the teachings of the Bible, at least they've got God's word.
Amazingly, the translation work was carried out by nearly 100 volunteers.
The new Bible has had a huge impact in my family in so many ways, in our relationship as a family, in me as a wife, and as a mother. Now, when we all three sit down to study the Bible, we can understand the questions our son asks us, and I feel a direct connection with my son.
When it comes to reading the Bible, watching it in ASL, I have it downloaded in an app on my phone and tablet so I can use it for study. It's all there for me. I can use it for everything that I need, and I love having it there. It's just ready to go.
The Complete Bible in American Sign Language, or ASL, is available for viewing free of charge on their official website, jw.org.
And this is really the goal. The goal of Jehovah's Witnesses is to get out the gospel, the good news, especially the Bible, in the language of people's hearts.
Reporting from the 8 News Now digital news desk, I'm your live producer, Rocky Nash. For the full story, visit 8newsnow.com.